Christopher Wray. Ha 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 ha! Christopher Wray. We're going to talk about Christopher Wray in this video. It's the MC Too Tall Show. Let's go.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Christopher Wray. Ha ha ha! Christopher Wray. So now it's coming out that Christopher Wray, the coward that resigned as soon as he found out Donald Trump was going to be the next president of the United States, planted fake right-wingers in the middle of the January 6th protest. January 6, 2021, Christopher Wray put federal plants in among the January 6th protesters. And it backfired on him because not one incident of right on left or right on center violence took place. It was all left on right, left on center. And unfortunately, the death of Ashley Babbitt at the hands of an incompetent DEI hire, fanatical leftist Capitol Police officer who deserves no glory for what he has done. That man was not a hero. Capitol Police officers who speak against Donald Trump are not heroes. They are traitors to their country. And they ought to turn in their badges and guns and go to jail. And so should those federal agents that were supposedly just following orders of Christopher Wray, along with Christopher Wray himself, and for different reasons, James Comey. But let's stick to Christopher Wray. Let's stick to the script here, even though this video is not scripted. He knowingly planted people into the Capitol or on Capitol grounds the day of January 6, 2021. Had them there as early as 6 in the morning. Conveniently, that was around the time the infamous gallows that appear in viral photos began construction. Those were federal agents that put those gallows up. Because you mean to tell me that you could put up some weird-looking contraption, some fairly large-size, weird-looking contraption, and not be approached by either local or federal law enforcement, and they're not going to tell you, hey, what the hell are you doing that for? You don't have a permit to put that up. Take it down or you're under arrest. Give me a break with that. At the risk of cursing, folks, miss me with that bullshit. And so it's now known that he's done this, and he lied under oath about it. He was asked about it, and he denied it. He should be in jail. Christopher Wray should be in jail. Christopher Wray is a traitor to the United States of America. He is. He hates his country. He belongs in jail. Most of these people from the left belong in jail. Because if they're not committing the political violence, they're inciting it. Schmuck Schumer, with his infamous whirlwind speech that almost cost Justice Kavanaugh his life. Christopher Wray planting rioters in the midst of protesters that probably led to the death of Ashley Babbitt. Yeah, the left belongs in jail. The whole left belongs in jail. And you have people, regular Joe Schmoes, people you know personally, they'll defend these fanatical leftist politicians because there are no centrist Democrats anymore. There are people who think they're centrist Democrats, but because they still have some moral structure about them, don't realize that they're no longer Democrats, they're actually centrist Republicans. They're actually moderate conservatives. And they don't realize it because Republican and conservative are like filthy, dirty words to them. That they don't realize that that's the side of morality now. And the Democratic Party and the left as a whole has been hijacked by these fanatics, these blue-haired men in low-cut dresses showing off their chest hairs, painting kindergarten rooms rainbow colors. That has become the face of the left. That has become the face of the Democrat Party. Strip the donkey symbol of its red, white, and blue and just make it rainbow colors and put a tutu on it while you're at it. Because that's what the Democrats have become. That's what the left as a whole has become. No exception to that rule is Christopher Wray. This is the same person that put Christian Catholic parishioners on a watch list. So, to receive Holy Communion on a Sunday, according to Christopher Wray, is a trait that makes you a terrorist. If you want to preserve life in the womb, according to people like Christopher Wray, you are a terrorist. But it's okay for him to plant terrorists among the peaceful protesters on January 6th, 2021. So, evil clowns do exist. One of which is former FBI Director Christopher Wray. So many levels of hell, where belong the left? I say that all the time. And crime, even if it's crime sanctioned by FBI Director Christopher Wray, runs rampant because of the Democrats. The Democrats have become the axis of evil. They are the party of Jim Crow, the party of slavery, the party of the KKK, the party of oppression on marginalized groups that are only marginalized because the Democrats oppress them. They are the party of sleazy perversions They are the party of widespread filth, smut, pornography, the party of rape. And if you notice, every time there's a prominent political figure being forced to either step down from office or pull out of a campaign due to some oddball sexual misconduct, the person is always a Democrat. And I could go down the list if you want. We could start with Andrew Cuomo, who's got the goal to run for mayor of New York. We could go on. Anthony Weiner, Elliot Spitzer. You go back 40 years to Gary Hart. Bunch of other people I could mention, Al Franken. But you get the idea now. You have a few examples right there. You get the idea now. Oh, yeah. There's somebody else who's a disgraced former governor that had to leave because of weird sexual misconduct, who has the goal to run for a mayor within the state that he once governed. Jim McGreevey. And that's a funny story. If you ever go to the archives and check that out. And, he was supporting his insatiable sexual appetite for a male intern with New Jersey hard-working taxpayer dollars. But your tax dollars at work again when Catholics are branded terrorists, and when terrorists are planted among protesters at the behest of Christopher Wray. As I said, evil clowns do exist, one of whom is clearly Christopher Wray. And I surely hope they throw the book at him. We're hearing about all this guilt coming from the left, stuff we've known all along, and it's now coming to light. There's now hard, concrete evidence of these people being guilty as sin itself, and there's no arrests. I want to see people get arrested for their crimes against humanity. Christopher Wray, James Comey, Adam Schiff, Letitia James. Hell, they could even reel in the big fish, Barack Obama. I want to see arrests. A lot of us do. A lot of us normal people do. A lot of us non-weirdos want to see some arrests. The left and their propagandist media have the gall to gaslight you into believing that RFK Jr. is not an upgrade from Rachel Levine. That this 71-year-old man who could do 50 pull-ups at age 71 is less of an authority on health than the fat guy in the dress that preceded him for the position he holds now. Make it make sense, folks. Make it make sense. The Democrats represent weirdness backed by violence. That's what the Democrats are about. Weird, kinky shit enforced by violence. We're the party that wants to turn your 5-year-old son into a girl, and you better like it, or catch a bullet that says, "Hey, fascist, catch." That is your Democrats for you. And if you are not for that, and you're calling yourself a Democrat, you need to stop calling yourself a Democrat. You can't be Democrat and moral at the same time. The Democrats are not moral. Nobody on the left is moral anymore. And you might point out certain people that seem moderate, that question their own party. They're going to be jumping ship very soon. Or actually, they're going to be pushed out and chased out and canceled very soon. And the first name that comes to mind, I'm sure, would be John Fetterman, who had to endure and recover from a stroke to see the fanaticism coming from a party he's been representing all this time. So he's still calling himself a Democrat. He really believes he's a Democrat, but there's certain things he's against that make him a Democrat in name only. And let me tell you something. I have more respect for a Dino than a Rhino. Because a Dino's a Democrat that acts like a Republican. A Rhino's a Republican that's a lapdog to the Democrats. So, it's only a matter of time before John Fetterman leaves the left. And he's going to get canceled. He'll probably get primaried out in Pennsylvania, depending on how far left Pennsylvania swings. Pennsylvania might swing right. But there'll be people that'll look and see that more registered Republicans voted for him than Democrats when he runs for re-election and wins. And they will tell him, we don't want you in our party anymore. You're going to see people like Chuck Schumer mocking John Fetterman. You're going to see people like Bernie Sanders mocking John Fetterman. Elizabeth Warren. I could go on and on with the list of evil senators that will mock John Fetterman because he doesn't believe in the fanatical left wing that has taken over his party. Wise up, John Fetterman. Follow RFK Jr., follow Tulsi Gabbard. Even if you have to start calling yourself independent for a hot minute, you are not at home amongst the Democrats anymore. I promise you that. Christopher Wray is not at home as long as he's not sitting in a cold, dark, damp jail cell for what he's done. And as I said, he may be even worse than James Comey because his directive caused physical damage to human beings and possibly even the death of Ashley Babbitt. So many levels of hell where belong the left. Crime runs rampant because of the Democrats. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Like, follow, share, comment, subscribe. Stay strong. Keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building. Hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero. Your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host that is never gross, MC Too Tall. Be safe out there.